Well, look at that. We have made ourselves live in black and white. Look at that screen. That looks very busy and pretty horrible. I'm going to have to choose a different screen, I feel. Let's see if we can get something a little bit more pleasing. The only thing is that one's a little bit odd now. I had an accident with the camera there. It basically hit the ground running. I just want to get that down a little bit more and then we're good to go. I should have done this before, shouldn't I? I did not. There we go. Anyway, that's going to have to do for the time being, I think, because we've got a little bit of a time constraint. What's happened is the hard drive. Is that right there? I guess. The hard drive, hello up there. The hard drive on the Roadcaster video. Let me see if I can see if I can show you what the heck is going on here. So the Roadcaster video, this device here, has got a hard drive attached to it over there. You can just see the Samsung SSD over there. And what I'm doing, I'm recording the video and audio to that in case something goes really horribly wrong. Then I can kind of retrieve the files and the audio and get everything back the way that it was in a reasonably good recorded form. God, I've got to try and get myself in a position where you can see all of the camera angles. It's driving me crazy. Okay, I've actually got a plan for tonight. I have put a little bit of thought into what it is that I'm going to be talking about as opposed to rambling because I've only got 30 minutes, so I've got to make this count. Set this thing here. I'll make it like 20, I guess it's 28 minutes now, isn't it? Something like that. Okay, so that's going to sit up there. Oh, you know what we need? We need our, can we even see it? Doesn't matter. It does. IDM, the dot matrix in the background. So that thing over there. Whoa, look at that. It's flashing. That one there. I want to make that live. So I got a animation. What was it again? Too many things going on here all at once. Pictures? No. I think it was either graffiti. No, it wasn't that. It was what? Where did I put that? Animation. No. Maybe it was that. My material. There we go. There we go. What? Something's beeping. Hang on, I've got to stop the beeping. It stopped. Okay, I'm okay with that. All right, so we're actually on air, so it proves it. See, we're on air. We've got that thing over there, wherever the heck it is now, over there on air. Right, back to my thing. So I am really, I'm so tired. So I got up at 5 a.m. this morning so I could go to Signub and be there on time for a 5 a.m. Let's say 5 a.m. start. So I got up at 4:45. Yeah, because I leave at 4:30 to get to work on time. God. So I've been up since 4:45. I'm really tired, and I've got to do the same thing again tomorrow. I've got to get up and be at work at 5 a.m. again tomorrow morning. It's killing me, but I actually love it because I love early starts, and then I get up to no good at the end of work, at the end of the working day, because I finish tomorrow. I think I finish at about 3. I'm hoping that'll be good. So I'm looking forward to that, and I've got the next couple of days starting that early, so it's good to the end of the week. The only thing I don't like is that it's so freaking cold. It is freezing. Today was 1 degrees, and it got cooler as the morning progressed, which is really weird, but anyway, that's the way it goes. Okay, so camera update. I want to show you what I've done with this camera here. I just cannot get enough of this little Kodak. What I've done, I think I showed you, either I showed you before or I've got a video which I need to show you. I haven't done it yet. Got so many videos to do. I'm going to do one big video of all the things I've missed, all right? So we'll catch up that way. But there's a video build of this where I've attached what is it, 39, it's written on the side here, 43 to 52. Whoa. And this is a 39 to 43 filter ring adapter thing. So I glued that on with Araldite. Then I've got black tape around the sides because light is leaking in there. That then lets me use the flash because I've offset that a little bit so that, yeah, man, look at that. Would you, the light behind the camera? What is going on here? So the ring here that I've added is actually off-centered, as you can see. It's closer to the bottom than it is to the top. So there's a more of a gap down here. That's so I can get the flash to kind of go over the top of that lens. So if I take it all apart, then I can use the flash. And it works. Very happy with that. If I want to use some filters on this, and the main thing I'm doing with the filter here is, I think I explained it before briefly, I'm putting a upscaled, what's called adapter ring. So it goes from 43 to 52, so I can put my 52 millimeter diameter variable ND filter, variable neutral density filter. So it basically is sunglasses for the camera, and it's variable, so I can make it go pretty much no filter and then completely black. Well, very dark. And what that will do is it basically lets me semi-control the aperture. I can't directly control the aperture on this camera, so I can force it to be wide open by not allowing enough light into the sensor, and therefore fooling the camera into having a wide aperture so I can get a shallow depth of field. Because good photos is all about shallow depth of field. Let me just show you a couple of the photos that I've done. That's not the right one, is it? Oh, it is actually 4. I want to do this. And I've got to flip this over here. Oh, yep. God, all these little freaking things I've got to do. I've got to do these adapters to get the phone to work like that. So should see our phone soon. Why is that not going there? There it is. There it was. Where is it now? Come on. What happened there? Let me see you. What's going on? It's not that one. Could it be that one? What's happened? No, there we go. Just need a bit of juice. All right, in Instagram, I've uploaded a couple of photos on the old account. So let's have a look over here. So check it out. This one, that's not a good example, but it gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. See the picture at the picture of that, it's an LED, basically a light. The one closest to the camera lens is in focus and the ones behind it is blurred out. That's because the aperture is at its widest setting. So it's a big opening. And then that means that the depth of field, which is the thing that's in focus, the plane of focus is very, very shallow. It's really weird. If the aperture is really small, then the depth of field is, instead of being paper thin, and we're going to do this, it's really wide. So you get things in the foreground, foreground and things in the background, all in focus. So if you bring that aperture nice and wide, you reduce the depth of field, what's in focus. Do a research in if that doesn't make any sense. But I did that same thing here with this photo of young Alfie. So it was kind of bright outside, so I just used the ND filter to turn everything darker. And then that, it's also kind of edited. I've added some color, but it made everything brighter by having a wider aperture, more light coming in. I'm just trying to, yeah, this is one here. This one here, Why can't I do that? Okay, so that one there, you can see the sandpaper holder, or the, what do they call it, hook and, God, why can't I think tonight? It's like a Velcro strip or Velcro piece on this Ryobi tool, a sander. That's in focus because it's nice and close to the camera with a very wide opening. So that's f3 is the biggest opening I can get on this camera. And then that is giving us a very shallow depth of field. It's like the synonymous with depth of water. So if you're, anyway, deep, shallow, whatever, deep water, shallow water, it's just like that. So the depth of field is basically how deep is the range of space in focus. And you can see that it's a very close object there, which is in focus. Everything else in front or behind is out of focus. And I just love that look. A lot of people call it this, like a cinematic kind of a look. But anyway, that's what I'm aiming for. That's what this thing here, let's see, why doesn't it do? That's what this is doing, this ND filter. Sunglasses for the camera, lets you have a big wide opening, and then that lets you have more light and also a shallow depth of field. That's the main thing that I want to try and talk about there. Okay, that's it. Let's move on because the time is short. I want to make sure that we cover all the things here. Right. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do with the codec, the PixPro WP-Z2. They're all the modifications I'm going to do to that camera. That's all I really want to do and can do anyway. Otherwise, I'd have to chop it apart and do something else with it if I wanted to modify it any further. But that's really the limit of all I want to do. The camera, just for James's benefit, the camera's photographic capabilities are excellent. The video capabilities are really good for 1080p. It's not a 4K camera, it's a 1080p camera, and that's more than adequate for my needs. The audio is good, but there's a big problem with handling noise. So I've got a small tripod which I use here. So this tripod here is pretty cool because it has this bar on it here. I can mount the camera on this side like so. I got this video light here which stays on all the time, and I can adjust this tripod either as a handheld thing like that, or extend the legs and then put it on surfaces somewhere and do all the camera stuff. So that's a really cool kind of a solution for problems I've got with that camera. It's not that they're big problems. It's just that it's a $350 camera. It's not an expensive camera, and so people might be thinking, oh, I can use that for vlogging or making really good quality videos. No, you can't. You can take really good photos with it. You can do good video with it, but you've got to stop the handling noise. You've got to be okay with the noise of the focus motors doing their bit. And I'm okay with it most of the time. I don't use it all the time for uploading videos to YouTube with it, but I use it just for, it's actually my daily, everyday carry camera. It's in my bag that I take to work, that I take with me everywhere. Like I said, it takes fantastic photos. It's got a 4x optical zoom, which is enough for this. So it's a 27, I think. 23 mil, so it's fairly wide angle, and then it goes to 106 mil or something like that, so as a telephoto, and that's a reasonably good reach for what I'm using it for. So I strongly recommend this camera, especially because it's waterproof. You can take it anywhere. You're not going to destroy it, and it's metal case. I'm not getting any money for this. I am going to put a link to it in, God, is it Amazon? One of them sells it, so I'll put a link so I can get some kind of kickback, but it's not going to add anything to the cost. It's more that Amazon takes a bit of their profit and gives it to me. So you don't get charged more. I just make a little bit of a commission on it without ripping you off. Same price, it's just that Amazon takes a hit to be able to sell more. So you're helping me and I'm helping you, and we're both ripping off Amazon. Good. Oh my God, I got a new amp. I have to show you this very quickly. And we're going to look at the amp using our black and white camera, which I think is that one. Yeah, there we go. Check this out. This this amp that I got, it's the big brother of that one. So this one over here, this is the PV, which were big back in the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, the early 2000s. This is a PV Studio Pro 112, and the one refers to single speaker 12-inch. So in there is a 12-inch speaker, and it's a great amp because it's got this thing called a trans tube technology. Trans tube is like a cross between a transistor and a tube amp. It's emulating a tube amp using transistors. And this is the big brother. This is the Bandit 112. Again, single speaker 12-inch, so same size speaker, but a bigger cabinet. And it's got slightly more functionality to it. There's this resonance and a presence, which is added to this, which that doesn't have, but everything else is going to be the same on this as well as that. So this is 100 watt. That's a 65 watt amp. This was $250 and that was $250, but these are becoming rare as hen's teeth. So I'm going to keep this one because that's a better functioning amp. I did have to tidy it up. It was very dusty, but it still works really well. So I'm going to sell that one. And I've got to sell this surfboard up here too because I don't surf anymore. I'm just getting too old and too stiff and everything. So I'm going to sell the surfboard for a lot of money and sell the amp for whatever I can get for it over there. Which this is leading to another point. So I just wanted to highlight that I've got a new amp which we're going to hear. I'm going to put some music together and start performing more. So more of those live sessions that we had. I'll do some more of that. And the other thing is that 100 watt amp, the big one, that's got. I'm very fussy with the aesthetics and the way things look. I like cool things, and the PV badge is missing off the 100 watter. So I've ordered a PV badge to put back on the front to make it look cool. And it's going to be like $18 for the PV badge. So I can't wait to get that. That's on order coming in. Selling the PV Studio Pro and the surfboard. I'm selling them for two reasons. There's two of them. There's two reasons. I need the money. And secondly, I want to upgrade the camera. The camera that I'm using as a primary A camera, the camcorder, just where I'm pointing at, is really quite good. It's really quite good. But Canon have a better camera, and I'm not going to 4K. This one does have a 4K sensor in it, but it doesn't produce 4K footage. It actually downscales it to 1080p. But because it's using a 4K sensor and capturing the image first in 4K and then downsizing it, it's actually a really densely packed video capture. So it's a very good quality. It's a cinema camera, so a Canon cinema camera, and it's old tech. So it goes back to, I think, 2020. No, even earlier. God, when did it come out? 2015 or so. Pretty old for cameras. And the reason I'm getting it is because, of course, it's a fraction of the cost. It was $8,000, I think, when they released it when it was new, and now, close on 10 years later, it's come down in price significantly. So I can sell the surfboard and the amp, and it should be enough to cover the cost of that. So I'll tell you more when I get it, but it's going to be a little while. I've got on order a Valiton GP5 from AliExpress. Oh man, AliExpress, I tell you, the prices are good, but this is the second or third time where the delivery is not guaranteed. The thing I love about Amazon is that the prices are good and they deliver, if not the next day, sometimes even on the day. they will, I don't know, they just deliver it really quickly. I'm super impressed with that. I know that's actually feeding the beast. It's not a good thing because it's making people who are in the delivery business really work hard, because idiots like me say, I want it the next day. And so, you know, we're forcing those people to work for nothing, to compete with each other, to, yeah, do pretty shitty work for next to nothing. So I'm the person that drives that. It's really bad. But it's, yeah, AliExpress is, I don't know, they might have lost the order, or they've got so many orders placed for this device of Allison GP5. It's a guitar effects unit, basically. So it's got an emulator built in there to do a guitar amp, a cabinet, speakers, and then effects as well, all in one, for $126. Like, these are normally, if you want to try and buy the amps that it's emulating, it's thousands and thousands of dollars. So, you know, compared to buying a whole raft of new amps and stuff to take up space in the shack and more power needed, this thing is like a tiny little unit that literally fits in the palm of your hand, and it has an app that you control it with. And it's, everything I've seen about it on YouTube is that it just sounds so good and it's really easy to use. So I'm looking forward to getting that. That's on order. It was due on Monday, but I don't know when it's due. They're not saying. Who knows? On the sound guy front, I've got 3 shoots booked in now. So I've got Detective Squad episode 2 to help with. That's being planned. It's going to be in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and then I've got 2 other indie films to help do sound with. There was another that I was interested to work on. 21 days of back-to-back shooting with 1 day off, and 10 to 12-hour days of 21 days. I was going to have to kind of live in on site for this movie as well in the Central Coast. But it didn't work out because when I did the sums, oh man, the amount of money, the budget was way too small. And it's a big commitment, like 21 days straight, 1 day off, 10 to 12-hour days, paying, you know, not enough. So yeah, it was going to be too much of an ask on my side. So I told them, I said no. They wanted to know what price would have worked. I gave them a price, $750 a day, and they balked at that, of course. So I'm following the same principle that I did with the computer guy, which is basically target the wealthy clients who have a budget and don't want to dick around. They just want to do it seriously and make it work. Having said that, I like the fun though. And then associate yourself with rich kind of, or not rich, but properly financed projects, and then, you know, you charge appropriately. Oh man, I got 5 minutes, and then everyone's happy because you can make it sustainable. That's it. I've finished. That's it. I'm off to bed now. That's what it says on the notes. I'm off to bed now. So you can actually see it. It's actually right there. Oh, you can't see it. Maybe it's over this side. I love how this thing kind of works, but kind of doesn't as well. Yeah, it kind of doesn't. What is it doing? Why does it do that? I don't want to go that far. I don't even need you to see this, and yet I still am interested in showing this off. Why is that? There's something weird with me, I tell you. A blue screen is no fun for anyone. All right, I got 2 minutes now. All right, it's a very short, quick and dirty. Sorry that you've come in late. I can see there's someone who's a concurrent viewer right now, and we've had 2 views so far for average view time of 1 minute and 49 seconds. This is really interesting, but I'm just kind of delaying the inevitable. I've got to go. All right, 25 seconds left now. Must go. Got to get up early tomorrow morning. That's the update. Have fun. Stay safe. I'll be getting a proper video on the channel soon with a catch-up. I'm just going to do a catch-up because there's no point spending all this time and effort in making these videos, which are really, really old, and trying to squeeze it in when I haven't got much time. So yeah, I'll just make a catch-up video of the maybe the last year, and then bring in all the videos and kind of mash all of the stories together. And we'll just follow the timeline going from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to make it a little bit entertaining. On that note, I will go. You guys have a great night, week. Yep, I'll see you next week, if not before in the video I mentioned. Okay, take it easy. Bye now.